Good afternoon, everyone. I just wanted to pop in here and thank you all that have been sending me birthday wishes and emails. It's so sweet of you. I'm sorry I haven't been on. I haven't been feeling well. I know a lot of you haven't either. Please pray for Michael. Bless his heart. He's on a feeding tube and he has COVID. He loves the Lord with all his heart. I won't go into details. Most of you already know. But I've been feeling really bad. Lost a lot of weight. They're hoping I put weight back on. I went from a size 16 down to almost an 8 now within a month. I still have a little side pain. I guess I'm still healing. It's only been 2 months. And I'm still waiting to see if we can get some financial aid for the chemotherapy. It's been since December and we still haven't heard anything. But I love you all. I know God is in control. Yeshua, Jesus, He's got this. Pray for Pastor Dave as well. Pray for each other. Love each other. Oh, it was my Texas Rangers shirt my son got me for my birthday. And he also got me a Hello Kitty coffee mug that'll be arriving, he said, by the 27th. It's going to be late. Anyway, again, thank you for all the birthday wishes. They mean a lot to me right now that I'm not forgotten and alone. Because to tell you the truth, after all my siblings passed, and especially my brother, and then I've been through so much, I'm just tired. I know we all go through things, but I was hoping it'd just be like one thing. And this has been going on for years. Those of you that know me know I was locked out of my other YouTube account. I was able to get back in. Then they told me that someone had changed my passcode. I don't know why somebody would want on my YouTube, but they did when I was sick. I was really close to my only brother. When he passed away, I became so depressed. This is what a lot of you keep asking me. It's not just this cancer. It's not just the heart attack. It all started about 8 years ago. My sister Sharon, which was a minister of the gospel, got into a car accident, became dependent upon prescription painkillers. She committed suicide. After that, my mother found out it was more than my mother could take, her child passing away. Shortly after that, she passed away, and I lost her too. And my brother was diagnosed with congestive heart failure. And my sister was diagnosed with lung cancer. She worked at a storage place. And those children's bouncy houses? The plastic ones? Well, they had a fire. My daughter was actually spending the weekend with her Aunt Shirley at the time. She's having a lot of problems too. And they said that was so toxic. Everyone that worked with her died of some form of cancer. Treasure's still alive. Praise God for that. She has a lot of things. I'm not going to go into it because it's private. And she's expecting her 4th child. I miss my daughter Angela because she lives far away and we can't get to each other. I don't think I've seen her in years. But she called when I was in the hospital this last time. Anyway, after my mama passed away, which hit me like a ton of bricks, and I lost Sharon, which was my sister. And now my sister Shirley comes to me crying that she's been diagnosed with cancer. My brother was diagnosed with congestive heart failure. It was like a train wreck. Everything was going wrong. My abusive husband had come back around and was causing trouble. My sister's ex-husband, the one that had lung cancer, which was my big sister, he was like a dad to me. He'd been around since I was 3 years old. He died. Suddenly, unexpectedly, he died. I don't know if it was a stroke or a heart attack. And bless his heart, my nephew Marvin found him in a chair and tried CPR and everything, and it tore him up. He's very emotional, very kind hearted. And I took care of my sister. For years, God extended her life. And then she passed away. I have one sister. I'm not going to mention her name, but she had nothing to do with the family. And that's what my brother was so afraid of, that if he were to pass away, I would be left alone, and he knew that she wouldn't care. And she didn't. I fell off the stairs and I hurt my side. I was the only one going to help my brother, and I would get him food and try to take him to the doctor. And at the same time, my son didn't have his license. I was having to run him back and forth. And right before that, before my sister died, I ended up in the, no, it was right after my sister died. My manager came in and started ripping the windows out of this house for no reason, cutting into walls that were built in the 40s with asbestos, and God help us, he may have rayon or anything in it. I was healthy up until that point, and then my appendix ruptured, and then I became septic, and they said I had a 50-50 chance of dying, and they had to put me on such strong antibiotics for so long that I developed irritable bowel syndrome and gastritis, which is very painful. And I thought, okay, with God's help, I'm overcoming this. Then I came down with COVID. This was all in a line, and I thought, and I had pain from that time on in my side anytime I went to the bathroom, because of all the things that went on, because they said it was because of the medication I was on. I never took medication. I did everything herbal and everything they tell you to do. None of it worked. So my brother lived about, 2.5 years after that. He was supposed to have died a long time ago. His fiance passed away right before that. It kills him. He didn't want to live anymore. Then he lost the use of his legs. And he started having trouble breathing, and they wanted to amputate his legs, and he told them no. And he talked about Miss Amy every day. He loved her so, and he missed her so. And he would cry. And those few days I couldn't get over there, I was texting him, and he wasn't responding. And I was terrified, and I begged him, because he would do that sometimes, he would look like have trouble with his phone holding the charge, or he did have one friend that would come and see him once in a while, and then he'd get back to me, and I felt so guilty because I couldn't walk. I couldn't get over there, and I asked the sister I was telling you about, I won't mention her name, if she would take him a chicken and go visit him, because I couldn't walk, and I was pretty sure she had done it. And after he did not answer his phone or any text messages, I called the police for a well check. My brother was dead. He killed himself. He took a lot of pills, and he killed himself. He had left me a message that I did not receive, or it did not come through until after he had passed. He always called me baby. I was the baby. And he was always afraid I would be left alone with no one because I was the youngest. And I just found out that he had passed. And I wanted to die. I mean, I was close with my brother. I had lost everybody. I have never been so depressed in my life. And then I got a notification and somehow a message that he left the day before he did this had just come through. It was in April. And it said, "Baby, I'm all right. I'm not dying. I'm not dead. I'll be okay. Take care of yourself." That about pushed me over the edge. I was so depressed for months. And then come November, I had a massive heart attack. They said I would have died. At the time, we had one car. It was here. I don't know what made me call my son instead of 911, but I did. He ran over 10 blocks within 4 minutes, and he has breathing problems. Got home and got me to the hospital. And the doctor said if he would have been 2 minutes longer, I would have been dead. Well, they didn't even keep me. They said that I healed quickly. They didn't even keep me 24 hours. They kept me, I think, like 18 hours and sent me home. And they said that it was remarkable how good I was doing. They sent me home, and I thought, okay, I went on the special diet, which they said it had to be hereditary because I was already eating. I don't eat greasy food. I don't eat a lot of sweets. I would eat potatoes, onions, turmeric, a lot of turmeric, ginger, peppermint, everything natural, rosemary, salads, a lot of kale, things like that. And they said they don't know what happened. It had to be hereditary because I was already doing everything. I was active. So I thought, okay. They put me on a whole lot of medications. Oh my goodness, it must have been 15. We could barely afford them. See, I'm going through all of this. I can't do anything. I am barely could even walk. My son, bless his heart, Joshua, which already has problems with eyesight, uh, severe psoriasis, uh, a lot of problems too. And he said he was going to take care of me. Nobody else did. My daughter would show up on and off periodically, but it was all on my son. And he's doing everything he can, working double shifts. And the rest didn't seem to care. And then my heart, it started beating really, really fast in December. And I thought I was having another heart attack. And I hate going to the hospital and telling you. But I knew I couldn't breathe, so I told my son. And we went up there thinking that my heart was having problems. Come to find out I was bleeding to death. And they wanted to give me a transfusion. And I argued with them, and I was half dead. I didn't want to take it because I didn't want that vaccine, if someone had had that, put into my body. Well, they waited till I was almost passed out, didn't know what I was doing, and my kids were there, and they did it. And it took, I believe it was 3 bags of blood to keep me alive. And they went to check my stomach, my bowels, everything to see why I was bleeding. I was on blood thinners too. I didn't tell you that because of my heart. They found colon cancer. Stage 3 colon cancer. Well, Dr. Chan, which is a marvelous surgeon, took me right into surgery, took part of my colon out. They came back, everybody was cheerful. Oh, we got it all, you're good to go. And come to find out, they took out 12 lymph nodules. 1 was positive for cancer. They said they think I'm, they never say that you're cancer free, is what the doctor told me, because they never know. They wanted me to do chemo. I didn't want to do chemo, but my children said they wanted me to live and to fight, so I thought, okay, I agreed. Well, I finally agreed. I had no idea how much it cost. To get the port in, they wanted over $4,000, closer to $5,000. I don't have money like that. And then each session with the chemo would have been $500. Don't have that kind of money. The insurance wasn't paying hardly anything. And they didn't understand. They kept making appointment after appointment for unnecessary things. They wanted to do genetic testing and all this kind of stuff, and I'm just trying to find a way to get the money to live. And I guess they got frustrated with me. But I canceled all of that. I couldn't afford it. Each time I go to the doctor, or even if he just wants to talk to me, it's $150. And we live on $600 a week. There was no way. No way. So finally, after trying all these different routes, they said maybe we could apply for a hardship uh, exemption or something where they would help me pay for it. And that's what we're doing now. And that was from December, and they still haven't told me anything. And they said that I was supposed to have started it a month after. And here we're going on the third month, and I still have pain in my side. And the doctor said the cancer won't come back that soon. But I sure don't feel well, guys. And we're still waiting to hear. Now they want to do, which we had asked the doctors, or the nurse, because my surgeon said they can just do it with an IV in your hand. You don't have to have the port. And even if I got the port, it has to be cleaned out every 2 weeks. And I would never have the money to take it out if I did get help to put it in. So I told the nurse that, and she said, no, you can't do that. Well, she called me a few days ago and said they're going to try a different route. They're going to try once every 3 weeks to get approval from my insurance to do it intravenously, and then give me pills to take home. And I can't swallow pills because I almost strangled to death when I had strep throat. And then she said, oh, well, we're going to look. So she found one that's been approved to be dissolved in hot water. And she said, oh, don't worry, it'll probably cost you nothing. Well, I was thinking, okay, I'll do it. I'm going to fight. And I talked to the insurance company, which I changed in February, and they were telling me no, that medication could cost $10,000 to $12,000, and they only cover 50%. And they needed the name of it, so I sent her a message, and she sent a message back and said, oh, don't worry about your pills, it's going to be covered. Not according to my insurance. So please pray. And this is why I haven't been on, guys. It's been a roller coaster. Like, it's one thing right after the other. I know we all go through things, but one right after the other, every 3 to 4 months, it's something else. And now I'm up to almost the 3 months, and I'm scared. I've done everything the doctor said. I am trying so hard. I was never sick. And the manager, this is going on 3 years now, got away with it. You can turn her in. You can tell them they don't care. She literally cut a wall in my kitchen to put a door on. To put a front door on, the back door, and left this big of a gap around it. We have all kind of stuff coming through. I have 4 foot by 4 foot holes in the wall that are opened where all the stuff they cut and everything is just coming in every time there's wind, and the only thing on the outside is wood paneling that separates us from the outside, and it's cold. And when I tried to talk to her, she took off my back light where I can't see, and we have a very large backyard. People have been trying to break in. She took off our mailbox. We can't even get our mail. It's just ridiculous. I don't know why she did it. She didn't fix anything that needed fixing. And when I talked to her about it, the people that she had come out here are illegal. They don't even speak English. They're not bonded. They're not insured. They didn't use a HEPA filter. When I got out of the hospital, they blew all that toxic stuff they were cutting out of the walls into my face, and I could not even get up to get away. She thinks she's above the law. And as soon as I told her this is going to kill us, something needs to be done, I'm not supposed to be around it. Oh, and also my incisions from the first surgery were infected because of all this. She blocked me. My own manager blocked me. After laughing in my face and saying she didn't care what I said, she was going to do what she wanted to do. And it's illegal. 7 days. You're supposed to fix everything. It's been going on 3 years. And from that moment that she did this, I've been sick, getting sicker and getting sicker and getting sicker. And now I have cancer. And no one will do anything. I told the doctors, no one will do anything to her. She knows someone. So I'm sorry to ramble on, but a lot of people have asked me exactly what's been going on with me. And very few people know. All the homeless people that I considered friends that I used to help, when they found out I was sick and I had nothing left to give, don't speak to me anymore. The people that I considered friends or told me they loved me are gone. They're gone. I tell you, if you want to find out who your friends are, just get sick. And you'll find out quick. But I have a few that have come back. Bless them. David, two Davids. David in New Zealand, one of my best friends. And Pastor Dave. Robbie, of course, is my spiritual son. He's been there the whole time. He never went anywhere. Little Michael, little Renee. Ava. It's just a lot of good people have, but that's it. All the rest that supposedly loved me and said they'd be there, they're gone. But that's all right. I've got you guys, and I've got Yeshua Jesus. So, anyway, I just wanted to catch you up. I just forgive me for venting. I just needed you all to know what's going on. I've been through a lot. My body is tired, and it wants to give up. You know, when my sister died, I gave away every single thing I owned. She was a hoarder, and I didn't want anything holding me to this earth. So I had a yard sale, free. I didn't put free up there because then you'll get people that take your stuff and sell it. But I would wait till someone came up and they saw something, furniture, anything that they really needed, and you'd see them walking around. They'd ask how much and walking around. I'd call them aside and I said, take it, it's from Jesus. Jesus loves you. That felt so good. So now I have nothing. Pray for me, guys. Pray for me. Pray that God will make a way where there is no way. Nothing is impossible with the Lord. He's the only father I've ever known. My father was an alcoholic and ran off and left me. And you know the thing that, and God forgive me, my husband abused me. He abused me from the time I was 16. He treated me awful. He was a drug addict. And now he's out there healthy, and I'm going through this. I know there's a reason, but right now it's hard. So pray that my faith will not fail through this. Pray for my son. He needs strength. And anyway, I love you all, and thank you. I don't know if I'll be on here tomorrow on my birthday, and I know I'm trying to be positive, but in my head I keep thinking this will probably be the last birthday I have. So anyway, I love you all. Thank you for being there. And now you don't have any questions. I just wanted to answer all your questions because you're my family and you deserve to know what's going on. That's where I've been. And I'm not the only one. I have a lot of Christian friends on here, a lot of ministers going through the exact same thing. It's like the devil's hitting us with everything he has because he knows we're in the end time and we're going to be preaching the gospel through the tribulation. He's trying to shut us down, shut our mouths, and stop us. Well, I love you guys. I don't know if I'll be on tomorrow, and Michael, I love you, honey. You're not alone. We're praying for you. Pray for Michael. Pray for Renee. Pray for Pastor Dave. Pray for David. Pray for Robbie. Pray for Ava and her sweet mama and her family. I love you guys. Until next time. Shalom.